The Ohio and Indiana Bar Associations require we give information about the attorneys on the show. So here we go. We have Joe Ordzansky with us today, an insurance professional, retired and loving it, I'm told. Don Moore with the Moore Law Firm on Nimitz View Drive, Suite 200, Cincinnati 45230, or moorelaw.com, or get all the information at fox19.com. Now, Don, there was some information you felt was very important to get to for the viewers.
Yeah, there is, Deb, and in fact, one of the things, of course, is not only is he a retired insurance professional, but he's loving being a grandpa, too, like many times over.
8 grandkids all in town. That's great.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So look, one of the things that I thought was very important for people to know about is a word called subrogation. All of your insurance policies, every single one of them, that is your health insurance, your auto insurance, your homeowner's insurance, all provide for subrogation. What's subrogation? Subrogation is a provision in your policy that says that they get a chance to get their money back. You pay a premium for coverage, you get the coverage. Then if there's someone else at fault, they get to get their money back. They are subrogated, or they have a right to stand in your shoes and get their money back. The problem with it is, over the years, the law has changed, and now they're first. So why is that a problem? Well, if there's plenty of money, the person who committed the wrong and who caused it in the first place has ample insurance coverage, not a problem. However, often they don't. And if they don't have ample insurance coverage, that means somebody gets shortchanged. Guess who that is? That would be the policyholder, because the insurance company is first in line, even if they're not the ones who actually spend the money and take the chances to pursue it. I think it's a raw deal. I think the law should be changed. But right now, in your insurance policy, the way I just described it, that's the way it is. Has that always been the way it is for you, Joe?
Certainly, it's part of the contract, the contractual agreement that the policyholder buys when they purchase the insurance contract, and that's exactly well stated. Problem is, the insurance company does pay the money out.
Sure.
So the insurance company's money has been exposed and is on the line sometimes for years, until such time as the actual recovery is made. Spoken like a true plaintiff attorney, you complained about
exactly
that,
right.
and I can understand that. I don't say that I agree with you 100%, but in those cases where there's a substantial injury and policy limits are exposed, oftentimes you'll find the insurance company very flexible in their subrogation efforts, to where they don't really push that hard. Our main job is to make our customer satisfied and our client satisfied, and if we're going to disrupt that satisfaction by trying to get all the money back, that's not what our aim is. Our aim is customer satisfaction.
Well, we have a case, like we have a case right now where the insurance company, I've got a client that's permanently disabled from an accident that was not his fault, and the insurance company took 1/3 of the recovery, and there's not near enough money for his case. And they took 1/3 of the recovery, as opposed to him getting all the money, and all the money is not near enough to even cover his lost wages, but they took 1/3 of it.
We're going to have to agree to disagree on this one, I'm afraid.
Okay, so I have a couple other questions for you. We've got callers waiting. I want to try and get to them, but there's some things we talked about earlier. How about cheap parts? Joe, if an insured is told by the insurance company you can't use genuine manufacturer's parts, you got to use cheap replacement parts. Are they obligated to do that?
First of all, they're not cheap replacement parts. They're aftermarket parts. The aftermarket industry is a well-suited, well-established industry, and they make parts that are exactly the same as the original parts, and they're half the price. So yes, they're cheaper.
And they rust.
Well, not the plastic ones.
Okay. So do they have to put up with that or not?
Some states, some of the states that we deal in, I dealt in, had state requirements as far as at least notifying an insured or a claimant that the aftermarket parts were on the estimate. They had to sign the estimate agreeing to accept those parts, or they could contest it and be required to have the shop use original equipment.
Okay.
And if that happens, we would go along with that. But there again, in the long run, in the back end, it affects your premium. So if the repairs are $1,000 and they can be done for $750 because you use aftermarket parts, You're saving the insurance company that money. They're saving, that's keeping your premium a little bit lower.
It all trickles down.
Sort of. That's the whole idea.
Is that the idea?
All right.
Okay, I think we have time just for one more caller. Let's see. Jennifer in Aurora. Jennifer, a tree limb fell on your house and you didn't make a claim right away? Is that right?
On my son's home, yes.
How long ago did it happen?
A year or so ago.
Okay.
So, Joe, how long do they have to make a claim on a homeowner's case?
Policies vary to some degree, but you have a certain limit of time within which to file a proof of loss. Usually it's 1 year from the date of loss.
And what's a proof of loss?
It's a document you submit to the insurance company, in effect making a claim. I mean, the policy, common sense would tell you that if you're going to make a claim, you make it as soon as you can. Insurance companies don't wish to be held up years down the road for a claim that wasn't made, could have been made, or should have been made. So you have 1 year within which to make claim with the insurance company by filing a proof of loss, which is in effect making the claim.
If that's what the policy says.
If that's what the policy requires,
And
yes.
if the policy doesn't say you got, what, 15 years on a contract?
Contractually, yes, 15 years.
Okay.
But most policies cover that specifically because they don't want those type of situations developing. And there again, when you have a claim, don't hesitate. Get it back to your agent. That's what you have an insurance agent for. Or if you don't, at least get it to the company and get it reported.
Okay, I'm going to have to stop you because we're going to have to close the show. Joe Ordzansky, thanks for joining us.
Great advice, Joe. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Join us next week when we will be talking about bankruptcy here on More Law. In the meantime, have a great week.